Erica, and this is a short video of some shoulder stretches that you can do. Really good for chest opening and stretching and strengthening all around the upper arm, the triceps, biceps, and then up into the shoulders and the back. There's a lot of like little bits of cueing that might not be familiar, but they're really good things to watch out for. And this is a really good, if you're a teacher, this is a really good way to check on a student's alignment and what is connected to what and what's compensating for what. So you can do this one anywhere. Like I'm gonna do it in my messy living room. And I actually came up with it when I was walking in the woods one day. So all you need is arm span space. So I'm gonna be a bit far away, but I'll come closer when I need to. So starting with your feet at hip distance, feet pointing straight forward, and then bring your arms out to shoulder height. And this is a really good one to do in front of the mirror too, to notice if your shoulder height is here or here. You want to be right at shoulder height. With your hands together, squeeze your fingers together and stretch your fingertips away from each other. You'll probably feel that in your back. I'm feeling it in my back, in my rhomboids, the muscles that connect from the shoulder blade to the spine. Make sure your ribs are dropped down with your chin slightly tucked, root into the back of your skull, and stretch your fingertips wider apart. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or squeezing, especially in your lower back, let that go. Your glutes don't need to be helping with this, it's just about the arms. So one more time, squeeze your fingers together, stretch your fingers wider, feel that change in your shoulders, your shoulder blades in the back, and then release your arms. Roll your shoulders out. So that was with the palms facing down. Next, I'm just going to step to the side so you can see. Arms out and then turn your palms forward. So with this one, especially if you're tight in your upper back, as you turn your palms forward, you might pop your ribs forward. Make sure they're pressing down and a little bit back, but not flattening your lower back. So a little bit of an arch in your lower back. And if you need to, it's not everybody, but if you're like me, then you need to really drop your ribs. So arms out, palms facing forward, and then stretch your fingertips away from each other. Fingers press into each other, ribs press down. Relax your lower back, especially if you're pressing your ribs down, then you're gonna really need to focus on relaxing your lower back. Stretch your fingertips, squeeze your fingers into each other, tuck your chin, root into the back of your skull. Relax everything that's not in your arms and upper back. Maybe press your arms back, especially at the wrist, towards the back wall. One more time, stretch your fingertips away from each other, drop your ribs, and then release. Roll your shoulders. So this is so good for strengthening as well, in these positions that we don't often get into. Okay, hands start palms down, palms up, and then palms all the way up. This one, it's gonna be easy to lift your ribs again, so you gotta really press your ribs down. And think about lifting your inner bicep up towards the ceiling. That'll help get the rotation even fuller. You can rotate just from your wrists and forearms, but you wanna be making the rotation from your upper arm bone. So palms face up, same thing, ribs drop down, low back relaxes, glutes relax, tuck your chin, press into the back of your skull, squeeze your fingers together, and stretch your fingers away from each other. Let everything stay nice and relaxed, especially as you move through the four movements. It can get harder and harder, and it can be harder to breathe, relaxed, but you only want to go to the point where you can keep a nice steady breath. Stretch your fingertips one more time. Relax as much across the tops of your shoulders as possible into your neck. Then root into the back of your skull, press your ribs down one more time, stretch your fingers, squeeze your fingers together, and then release. Roll your shoulders. It's really revitalizing too. After you do this, you feel pretty great. Arms out during, not always, but that's okay. So palms start face down. This time we're gonna go palms backwards, and this is the tricky one. And it's also, for this one, the tendency is for the whole upper back to roll forward and everything to kind of collapse. So you're gonna not do that. Even as you're rolling forward, a little bit take your inner biceps forward so that your shoulder blades stay on your back and everything stays in alignment, including the ribs pressing down. So palms face back, squeeze your fingertips together and stretch your fingers wide. So at this point, your arms might be going like this, that's okay. They'll get some strength, they'll get some movement, some mobility and some range. I know my arms are starting to shake. So drop your ribs, root into the back of your skull, squeeze your fingers, see if you can rotate more without rounding your shoulders, and then stretch one more time. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Relax your low back. And then release. Roll your shoulders. And then we're going to end with eagle arms. So bring your arms up. We'll start with right arm under left, right arm under left. And you want to hook as high above your elbows as you can. If you can't get the hook, if you're still here and can't figure out how to do it, then you're going to hug yourself, and eventually you can walk into your fingers to grab hold of the inner shoulder blades, the inner edges of the shoulder blades. If you can get here, either take hold of your left thumb or interlace your fingers or bring your hands flat, but you want to not look like this or like this. Have your wrists nice and straight, wrists and fingers, elbows to fingertips, one straight line. This, the left hand will be a little bit bent, but as much as possible, not doing that. And then see if you can, if you're in front of a mirror, see if you can even out your shoulders. Now wrap your arms a little more firmly around each other. Already, that's a nice stretch in between the shoulder blades. Press your elbows down and lift your chest straight up into your elbows. So not forward and up. Keep your ribs dropped under you, but lift straight up. Wrap your arms, press your elbows down, stretch up through your whole spine, pressing your chest up into your elbows. And then lift your elbows up. See how high you can get them. Mine's right in front of my face. Keep wrapping. Press your elbows down. Lift your elbows up. Press your ribs down. Relax your low back. Press your elbows down. One more time. Up and down. Lift up. Wrap, wrap, wrap. And then down. Press down further. And then elbows to shoulder height. And press your hands away from you. But keep the wrap. Don't lose that wrapping around. Keep your ribs pressed down. For one more breath. And then bring your arms back. Slowly relax. And then just give them a little shake. Roll your shoulders. And then we'll do the second side. So arms lift. Left arm under right, above the elbow. Either hug yourself, and then you can lift and lower, or take hold of the thumb, interlace fingers. And this one also, if your arms are really tight and you're almost there but not quite, you can use a bit of momentum. That's a nice way to do it. Wrap your arms more around each other. Notice if your ribs lift, and just drop them down. Wrap, and then lift your elbows up. Press your elbows down. Lift your elbows up. Press your elbows down. Now, as you lift your elbows up, sometimes the hands come towards the face. As much as possible, keep your forearms forward, like they're just in a straight line, staying parallel to the wall in front of you. That could take some time to get that mobility. But wrap, 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 lift, lift, lift. Keep wrapping, squeezing your hands together, press your elbows down. Root into the back of your skull, and then bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Press your hands away from you. Ooh, I'm feeling that one, my right upper arm. Keep wrapping. Drop your ribs, root into the back of your skull. And then bring your hands back to neutral. Lower your elbows and just relax your arms. Give them a shake. And now you're ready to go. It's so great to do anytime during the day, any parts of it, especially with these ones, the 4 of them. If there's one particular that is especially noticeable, then you can do that multiple times during the day. You can do it at work, at your desk, if you're at a desk, especially if you're at a desk, using a computer, even if your coworkers look at you funny, maybe they'll start copying. Use that, enjoy it, let me know how it goes.